Welcome back, everyone. It has been quite a time. I have been doing so much, guys, and I obviously, at the title of this video, have another mini mock for you guys for the Mini MOC series that I was doing long ago, but life happens, and life did happen. So just so much going on in life. I just haven't been able to make any YouTube videos lately, but finally, like I mentioned in my previous video, we're back on track this time for sure, guys. I have tons of ideas, tons of time, tons of stuff to build, so we are finally settled in. I went ahead and changed up the game room quite some. As you see here in this video I took earlier, I went ahead and removed and moved everything in the game room. I kind of took out some stuff that I really had for just mock building, and I kind of got tired of having two tables by the window that were just for mock building. So as you saw there, guys, I made a retro kind of gaming station here. I have some older consoles, and I did some of that stuff over here, and I wanted to something I love doing is playing video games. So aside from Legos, and that's something I've wanted to go ahead and incorporate in this game room. So I went ahead and did that, and I put my computer over here to the right. Doesn't mean I don't have space to build, doesn't mean I don't have space to do a bigger, larger mock. That's no problem with moving these tables. That's not going to be an issue, or getting another one of these tables. They're pretty cheap on IKEA. So but for now, we're doing Mini MOC series. I do have Tatooine. I have parts already ordered here, and I want to start it, but I also want to make a commitment to doing it and not start it and then get halfway through, or just do a couple of updates and not do it. So welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we have another mini mock. I'm going to be doing some parts from 2 mocks ago when we did our Jedi hut, our Jedi in hiding. I have a build, or I have, I guess, the frame and bottom part of that build that I went ahead and kept because I knew I was going to do another mock similar colorway to that one. This one is taking place on Tatooine, and I wanted to cover something that I feel like did happen often, I'm assuming, and we did see obviously issues between stormtroopers and Tusken Raiders, but we never saw it in the degree of this. So today we're going to build a Tusken Raider and stormtrooper standoff, and it is a little bit of twist to it, and we'll kind of go over that as we build. Let's get into it. Alrighty, guys, so originally was going to build right over here on this side table. It's a perfect spot for my Mini MOC series. I have plenty of space, even with the tech that I have going on over here, and then the retro game station, all that stuff. I still have space here, but I actually think I'm going to build it right here on my PC map. I'm just going to move some stuff around here so I can build right there. I would like to build there rather than building over there because it'll be a little bit easier. So I'm going to go ahead and do that instead. So we'll move it over here and then clear off some way, and then we'll go ahead and build. As you can see, guys, plenty of space to build here. I went ahead and just moved it over here because, one, I'm going to be listening to music and doing stuff on my computer while I build this, but also just a little bit easier for my seat to be there. And if you guys haven't noticed, this is actually a raising desk, so if I want to, I can go ahead and stand up and build, which is actually kind of nice from sitting down. Obviously, the Mini MOC series doesn't take too long, but like to build each of these, but it would be nice to stand up and build sometimes. So something I think I'm going to do more. When I do these mini mocks, I'll probably will just push stuff back on this and then just build here rather than moving it over here and trying to build over here or build over here where this is. It's a little bit nicer to build over here. Once I do the large scale mocks, we'll be pulling this table out of that corner and moving it to probably back here somewhere where I can actually get the whole idea of what I want to build, and then potentially put another table there too. So, but for today, this is our build zone. Let me go ahead and I'm going to get my light set up. I literally haven't built anything in so long. That's why this has been wrapped up. I'm going to go ahead and get this set up, and we're going to start this cool little mock. And I'll go over it while we do our time lapse.
And then right here, guys, we went ahead and got the border completed for the mock. Main thing here was you could see there's a little bit of gray spots I had left. I needed to cover those up with tan. I was struggling to figure out how I wanted to do so just with the pieces that I had. But I went ahead and covered the gray all around the mock just to border it up. I was going to do black originally, but I wanted to do a different color. I've been doing black all the time. I think the gray would, the light or dark bluish gray would match with what we're going to have soon here for the actual outpost. So I like that a little bit more. And then I'm going to go ahead and call it here for the night and then pick it up tomorrow.
Alright, so we have the gray border along the front left side, the front side here. I think that looks awesome. Filled in the gray here, or excuse me, the tan on both sides. Both corners are now filled in, so it's ready for actual building. This is the actual base landscape. We're going to add some other plants and stuff as we do. Tatooine's pretty much a desert, though. I mean, the most we could add is tumbleweeds, so not too much crazy stuff going on with the actual landscape terrain of it, but this is the base template of what we're going to build off of now. So we're going to go ahead and build starting with the outpost area for the Imperial Stormtroopers, for the Stormtroopers up here. I have a better idea, like I said. Now we're going to start with there. Also, if you haven't noticed, we're on this table, kind of like how we used to build. I just found it easier to be building over here. Music I listen to while I build, but it's tough to be in front of my computer while I'm building, and I feel like that was also part of like the struggle for me with getting creative when I'm building and solving like just the tan area here. I was having a struggle with like, oh, how am I going to fill this in with the piece I have? And I figured it out in like 5 minutes of just being away from the computer. So super easy for me to build over here with just music. So let's go ahead and build or start this outpost, and again we'll talk about it as we build through here. This side is going to be kind of where the Tusken Raiders are coming from, so this will be the outpost area. Now that I have an idea of this, and it's a lot smaller than I think I was thinking while I was building, it's definitely a lot easier for me to kind of figure out what we're going to do with the outpost here.
So one thing you may have noticed here is I was going and building and trying to figure out the layout of this outpost. I figured out where I want the door, that gray part, the dark bluish gray pieces there is going to be the doorway. But I wanted some slope here. I don't want it just to look like a box. The issue I'm having with this is I have a lot of slope pieces from tan, of course, from Ryloth MOC, but not, I was thinking, enough for the dark bluish gray to kind of finish this out. And so I continued building here because I just wanted to see it through. I actually ended up using the dark bluish gray pieces that I did have to see, hey, can I make this work? And I ended up doing that, which was awesome. I think it made it look way better. It gives it some more, I guess, texture as well, rather than it just being like a regular box here as well. So I'm going to show you guys what this looks like here after this time lapse. The main thing I wanted to get done was getting 2 slopes by the door, and that's what we accomplished there. This is future Eli talking, but you're going to see here soon that that's not the only slope on the back left corner of the MOC that I put there. That's not the only one we're going to have. I didn't like the way it looked. It looked kind of off. And so I'm going to add another slope here in a moment, but I did want to show the fences as well. The fences that I have there, I'm just getting a rough layout of what I would do for a fence or for a barricade or barrier that I'm going to put around the outpost. I wasn't sure if I want to do both sides or just one side, because I got to let the Tusken Raiders get at the outpost as well. And I think if I just put both of those there, it would kind of defeat the purpose. It would just be one entrance. So you'll see here later, but I do add that second slope in this time lapse, as you see there, and it looks a lot better. I ended up sloping the wall there too to match with the slope, so it gives it again a little bit more texture and not just a straight up box that we'll have there. Do some greebling on the top and a little bit of greebling in the front as well. Now that we're looking closer towards the finished product, I added a little control panel there for the door to signify that's where the door is. And as you see, that's what I was talking about with the slope and kind of like a ladder look there to get to the roof. We added some piping there. And then I got a little bit of the roof done and getting it going here. I have an idea of what I wanted to do at this point. I didn't want to just have a flat roof or flat outpost. I wanted to do something kind of special or something new. I haven't done with any of my other mocks here on the roof. So compared to like the Ryloth MOC or the Coruscant MOC or anything like that. So went ahead and did that. I'm going to greeble that gray piece here. I wanted to put some greebling on that side. I'd have some greebling on the back side of the MOC, but again, that back side of the MOC is open, so it's not really meant to be seen for the most part. I put yellow here because it's signifying like that's the caution zone. I'm actually going to end up putting a turret there, and that's what I was really excited about doing. Wanted to put a turret there that would spin around and that we would have a stormtrooper on top of. And the light bluish gray on the roof right there, that's actually the walkway. And I'm gonna put a railing here shortly as well that's gonna match with that. That's kind of that black wire I have there. I was thinking like that would be a really cool way to do it if I can get it to look good. I found enough snot pieces laying around that I was able to make it so that the black wire is straight and it's not like all loopy and loose, the actual cord for the railing. We got the turret up there with the gun, and this is kind of the final look before we finish up the MOC. Right there on the left, I did add that barrier. That was the only barrier I was going to add, but yeah, that's the outpost for the Imperials, or for the Imps if you want to call them that. That's the basic thing that I wanted to get done with the outpost, because the minifigures are kind of speaking the language with this MOC. I wanted it light bluish gray, dark bluish gray, typical Imperial MOC, typical clone base MOC, and then I'm going to show you guys what the final look is here.